I'm going to show you how to run your simulation evaluations in Vissim. So what we want to do is we want to try to capture certain data points and average them over 5 or more simulation runs. We also want to give the simulation time to start up. So what we want to do here is we want to say, let's run to our simulation parameters, and we're going to run 4,200 seconds. So that's 1 hour and 10 minutes. The start time is 0. That's fine. 10 steps per simulation second. That's fine too. We'll run 5 runs, and let's increase the random seed by 7 each time. And we'll start with a random seed of 41. The numbers you pick here don't matter, but each one will give you a slightly different number if you're trying to reproduce it. I'm also going to run this on 12 cores because I have a big computer and I want to get it done fast. Okay, so those are my simulation parameters. Now what we want to do is we want to create some data collection areas. So for instance, let's measure the vehicle travel times by turning this on and then coming over here to our link and saying, okay, let's add a vehicle travel time measurement. So we have one here already on the network. Let's add another one for vehicles that are turning left. So we come here, add it there, and then have them turn and get through the system here. Okay, so we'll call this left. So now we have 2 of these, one for vehicles going through the intersection straight and one for vehicles turning left at the intersection. And we'll record when they enter this period and when they depart this period. Okay. Let's see if there are any others we want to do. We can add a data collection point. And let's add this data collection point right here. So we have now 2 travel time collection points and 1 extra data collection point. Okay. Let's go to the evaluation configuration and say, okay, for all these, we're going to measure for these classes of people, and we're going to get these things. Right now we're going to say from to and then a certain interval. Let's change this vehicle network performance, and let's have it start at 600. So that first 10 minutes is going to be uncounted, and it goes from 600 to 4,200, and let's get it in 15-minute increments, so that would be 900 seconds. Okay, and let's do this for our vehicle travel times and our data collections, and that should be good for now. And we're going to do this for all keep results, all simulations, automatically add new columns, etc., etc. Okay. So now we're ready to run the simulation. So I'm going to push go. Save the changes, sure. And so now the simulation's starting, and I want to run it fast, so I'm going to come up here to quick mode, where it's not going to show anything on the screen, but it's running very quickly down here, and you can see that it's running simulation run 1 of 5. I'm going to pause this for a minute, and we'll come back when it's done. Okay, my simulation is done, has some warnings. I'm just going to ignore them. But now we can see the results of our simulation runs. So we see that we have 5 simulations, the random seed that was used on each of those simulations, and then the start time and the end time. We can go now to our evaluation measurements, and we see the results list. So let's look at the network performance results. So this shows us for each time interval in each simulation. So the first 600 seconds were discarded. but then we have 15-minute intervals for each of these next, 15-minute intervals for each of these simulations. And we can see the average in the delay. We can see the number of stops. We can see all these different, distance travel, total travel time, all these different measurements for each of these 15-minute bins. If we wanted to group these up into, we also then have the average and standard deviation for these bins, minimum, maximum, et cetera, et cetera. So you can use these outputs in analyzing your whole network at once, or if you want to, you also have some of those things that you measured before. So you have those two travel time areas. So let's look at those results. So we have, for each of those 15-minute bins, we have through and left, the number of vehicles and how long it took them, the distance, and the sum of their travel times. So I guess the travel time per vehicle on average, I suppose, is what that is. But so this is how to create special evaluation measures as well as the default simulation output in Vissim.